Hey guys, it is Friday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Free It Friday. And yes, we do finally have something to crack open for you guys. It's not new, it's actually pretty old. It's a 12-year-old Autoworld Dodge Dart. It's actually their first Dodge Dart. It is the version A, I think. I'm not sure, actually. So looking on the package to see if I could see if it says version A. It just says 1. It's the series 1. And they do have version A and B. But, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was A and B. But because the counterpart to this one, this is the guy I'm talking about here. It's in like the Panther Pink, the Moulin Rouge with a white tail stripe and a black gut. But, the counterpart is like the mellow yellow or whatever they call that, like lemon. It's like a greenish yellow. It's not really like sassy grass. It's like this 71 Charger right here, that color. It also has black stripes and a black tail stripe. That was the counterpart to this guy. But yeah, they've made a lot of these little guys here. It's actually a pretty cool casting to collect just because trying to get all the variations can be challenging. There's that many of them. I would say there's at least 20 of them out there. That's just guessing, not an exact number. Could be a little less, a little more, but around 20 sounds about right, because this is going to be number 6 in my collection, and I haven't even really put a dent in them. There are 5 of them, mostly newer releases. This guy here was an older release, and I think that's it. The other ones are fairly new releases. But anyways, so this one here is from 2013. I believe is the year, yeah, copyright 2013. And what was in this vintage muscle series is a 71 Dodge Dart Swinger, the 69 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, the 1967 Ford Mustang GT, and it was a fastback, and then the 1966 Chevy Impala SS, the 1961 Dodge Dart Phoenix, and then Land Yachts was the 1976 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. That was the one that I thought was really awesome, because at that time when these were released, nobody else had dreamed of doing like a late 70s casting of something that big and, I can't say undesirable, but not really thought of much by collectors. So when it came out, everybody loved it because it was just different and everybody wanted one. That was a very successful casting. That's why we see the other Cadillac castings that they've released. The Eldorados, they have 2 different Eldorados now. And then this Coupe de Ville, which is really cool. So the other ones are kind of common muscle cars, except for the Dodge Dart Phoenix, the 61. That's also another oddball car that is not desired by many, I would have to say, but it's not a bad car. But the Cadillac was awesome. That was probably the best one in this whole lineup, in my opinion. So anyways, this is when they still gave you a little extra for your money. You got the collector box and such, and they were limited. This says new tool. It doesn't say how many were produced, but it was a pretty low number. Right after release 1 or 2, they started putting production numbers, and they were always low on Autoworld releases when you found them for the first couple of years, like 5,000 or less. Most were like 3,000 or less. Not just the hobby exclusives, but the regular run that you would find at Walmart. But as years passed and popularity grew and the supply did not meet demand, they started mass producing them. So that's why now we just see limited edition with no production numbers. So, anyways, let's get this guy out. And that's why we've seen him cut costs too and not give us these cool little boxes anymore. I really like these kind of with the little measurement increments here. No numbers on it, but it does look cool. With the true 164th and vintage muscle 1971 Dodge Dart Swinger. And this is number 1 as stated. And then the box, I think, has its own... Oh, no, it doesn't. That's Mini GT and not Autoworld. I was going to say, when Mini GT has their cars exposed, they give you this plastic sleeper inside the box. Not Autoworld, though. You had to just throw your car in there and let it roll around. That's a lot of people did, and you'll get a lot of these cars with scuffs on the roof or on the sides, and they say they've never been played with, which is probably true, but that's because they put them in the box and threw them in the closet, and that box gets banged around when they're looking for stuff, moves the cars around, and ends up scuffing the paint. So here it is in its Panther Pink Moulin Rouge. In my opinion, I think it's a little bit dark, but then again, the Moulin Rouge Panther Pink wasn't like, Pink Panther, that light pink. It was a dark, kind of magenta style pink. The one that Green Light released is, I think, a little more accurate. It's lighter, a little bit, but it's still dark. I think the Green Light Moulin Rouge Panther Pink is a little more accurate than the Autoworld one. But I don't know. I know Autoworld does state in some of their ads that they use the exact same colors that were used on production vehicles and so forth. So who knows? Now this is a swinger that does not have scoops, but it is a small block, probably 340 car. I can't remember. Did it say on the box? No, it just says Dodge Dart Swinger, which could still make it a 318. And on the air cleaner, I was trying to see down in there and see if it had any kind of logo, but I don't think it does. It's kind of blurring up on me. There it is, and no, there's no numbers on it. But they do a fantastic job on their motor compartments. Actually, through the years of the detail of the motor compartments, it's gotten better. Usually with people that are mass producing stuff and trying to cut costs, things get worse, but actually the details have gotten better on their cars with engine compartments and stuff. Although this one's nice, but on the newer stuff, you'll see more hoses and things like that, brackets and so forth, and air cleaners with writing on them and so forth. I wish this thing would focus better. There we go. So you have your Goodyear Polyglass tires and your Mopar Rallies. That's the only thing that I had to complain about against Autoworld, is because the Mopar Rallies just look so tiny. They don't look correct. But maybe it is correct and we're just used to seeing like not true to scale wheels on like Green Light and Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning and so forth. So these may be true to scale, because you got to remember these cars only had a 14-inch wheel on them. But still yet, I don't know, it would have looked better even if they would have went a little over scale on the wheels. But that's just the only thing that I have against the Autoworld Mopars. But the Magnum 500s they make and the steel rims they make look great. So, and then as you can see, the black interior, hard to see the details, and then you have your white tail stripe there. No going on this guy. And let's see what the plate has to say for us here. Let me zoom in a little. It says Swinger. Pretty cool. And you can see it's got a detailed dart emblem on the back part of the deck lid, trunk lock, detailed taillight, bumperettes on the bumper, and a detailed chassis. It's not painted or anything, it's just your regular casting finish, but it looks good. So there is your pink A-body dart from Autoworld. And I think Autoworld only makes a 71. Johnny Lightning makes a 70, but to be honest, between 70 and 71, I really can't tell the differences. I think there's some slight differences in the grill, but not much. Not as drastic as like between 71 and 72, where it goes from a split grill to a one-piece grill. The 70 and 71 both had split grills, but I've heard that there's some differences in the way that their openings were shaped or something. I don't know, but they both look the same to me. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for the dart, guys. And then here's some more at the bottom just to show you the different variations out there. They actually have two Plum Crazy ones. There's a Plum Crazy one with a black tail stripe, and I don't know if it has a white interior or if it's got a black interior, but yeah, they do have things like that. This Plum Crazy has scoops. This guy here looks like somebody threw some aftermarket Americans on it, and it's got a flat hood. Having it with the scoops is a little bit rarer. This guy here is from the Hemmings one, that came in like a display case. This is more based on like the family car. So this one definitely would have a 318. It would have been cool to see a slant 6 in it. But yeah, it's probably a 318 car, and it's got the big side molding and such. And yeah, this is the Hemmings Motor News one. And that's also an older release. But yeah, these other ones are fairly new. And if you shop around, you can get these for a pretty good price. I got the magenta one, believe it or not, shipped to the door for $7.95, and it was on eBay. And the guy had more. And look for a picture on eBay that has like 5 or 6 of them in one shot, and it says $7.50 free shipping. That will be the one. So with tax and everything, it was less than $8. That's almost the same price you would pay at like a show or a hobby store. So I didn't mind paying that at all. So guys, that's it for today. Hopefully we'll be back over the weekend with something new. We're going to hit Walmart again tomorrow and see what we can find. But if not, we'll be back again on Monday to do a Mopar Monday video, maybe to crack something open or maybe to showcase stuff. We do have a lot of stuff ordered that's slowly but surely coming in. So we'll have something for you come Monday. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend.